Welcome back to another one of my videos. If you're new to my channel, my name is Lotta and I make lots of baking, cooking, and travel content. So if that's your vibe, feel free to subscribe. Without further ado, let's get right into today's video. It is currently really hot outside, which means that bad boy is not going to be turned on, which means it is time for another no-bake recipe. Now the breakdown of this cake is a no-bake crust, then we've got a layer of strawberries on the outside. The center is going to be filled with our yogurt cream filling, and at the very top we're going to have a layer of a strawberry puree. So without further ado, let's jump right into it and start with our no-bake crust. Now for those of you that have already seen a few of my videos, you already know how I make my no-bake crust. For those of you who haven't, it's really easy. It's just 2 ingredients. It's just digestive cookies and melted butter. Now normally I would use the entire package, so the entire 300 grams of digestive cookies, but because I want to snack on a few and have some for myself, I'm going to be using 200 grams of these digestive cookies with 50 grams of melted butter. Now, once again, feel free to use any digestive cookie that you want. Usually I would use Leibniz cookies because they are top tier. They have a place in my heart, but I can't find any of those and they're a little bit pricey, so I'm just making do with these ones. Now we just need to crush up our cookies. There's many ways to do this. I'm using a food processor! If it looks like a sandy, crumbly mixture, you're good. We're gonna add our butter, give it a mix, and then press it into our tin. You can also use your hand to press it in. Yes, I did wash my hands, they're clean. Our crust is done, we're gonna set this aside and then we can move on to our strawberries. Now, like I said, we're going to add some strawberries around the outside of our cake so that they're kind of peeking through and it kind of looks like a really cute little strawberry border. To do that, I already went ahead and washed 1 box of strawberries. We're basically just cutting off the top, cutting it in half, and that's it for now. I'm putting them on a little bit of kitchen towel just to dry up a little bit because I did just wash them. That way it's not going to make our crust all soggy. Alrighty, all these strawberries are cut. Now, as you can see, they are all kind of different shapes and sizes. Some of them are really big and thick like this. Others are super tiny. Now, ideally, you would use strawberries that are roughly the same size so that your border is pretty much consistent. And you also don't want them to be too big like this because else your yogurt filling is not going to cover them. If those are the only strawberries you have, then hey, whatever, just use them. But if they're also really thick like this and you don't have as many strawberries, you can also go ahead and just cut them into thinner slices and press those along the edge. That's totally fine as well. So now that we've got all of our strawberries prepped, we're gonna go ahead and press them along the edge with the cut side pressed onto the tin. That way when we take the tin off, we're gonna have like a row of beautiful strawberries. We're gonna see how many strawberries it takes. Again, if you don't have as many strawberries, just cut them into slices. That way you have more strawberries to go into your strawberry puree that's gonna go on top. Okay. Let's start with the smaller ones. going to set both of these aside and we're going to start with our yogurt filling. Just going to put it on there actually. Now the yogurt filling is basically the standard yogurt filling that I've made in a bunch of different cakes. So for that I'm using 300 milliliters of heavy cream, 400 grams of plain yogurt, 30 grams of powdered sugar, vanilla to taste, the juice of 1 lemon, and 1 package, ooh that sound was gross, or about 8 or 9 grams of ground gelatin. Now I'm going to start by just letting my gelatin bloom with a little splash of water and then setting that aside. In the meantime, we can whip up our cream until we have some nice stiff peaks, and we can mix together the rest of our ingredients as well. Been about 10 minutes or so, everything else is done and our gelatin has bloomed. So at this point I'm just going to melt this in the microwave for about 5 to 10 seconds. You want to make sure that you're not overheating it because you can't let it boil, else it's not going to bind your filling together. So just heat it until it's just liquid. Again, don't overheat it. You can also do this on the stove if you prefer. The microwave is just quicker and I have less dishes. Okay, my gelatin is melted, so I'm gonna go ahead and temper it. That basically just means I'm going to slowly add some of my cold yogurt mixture to my warm gelatin, and that's basically just going to mush the temperatures together, and that way our gelatin isn't going to get all streaky if we add it to our yogurt mixture. Now my gelatin already thickened up, so I'm going to redo my gelatin and then it should turn out. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, gelatin is dissolved. Great start. I'm just gonna try and move a little bit quicker, and if it doesn't work out this time, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. Okay. Mix, 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 mix. Again. Mix, 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 mix. Perfect. This, I don't want to look at anymore. Now we just need to fold in our whipped cream and then our filling is done. Looks great. Tastes great. Perfect. Now we're gonna dump our filling into our tin that we've already decked out with our strawberries and our crust. Now I just like to make sure that my strawberries are actually pushed against the side. That way it just looks a little bit nicer and the filling isn't going to seep in between the strawberry and the tin. This is going into the fridge while we make our strawberry puree. Now for the strawberry puree that's going to go on top, I'm using my leftover strawberries, and I also added a few other strawberries that I already had in my fridge that were going to go bad. So I have a total of about 400 grams of strawberries. I'm also using 10 grams of sugar, 1 package of gelatin once again, and also the juice of like half a lemon. I don't have any more fresh lemons, but I do have this massive thing of lemon juice that I froze before we went on vacation so that they don't go bad. So I'm just gonna scoop out like maybe 2 teaspoons or something, and I think that's the same. So, oh, she smells like lemon. And if you have any ideas how I should use up all of this lemon juice, let me know, because this is, I think, like 10 to 15 lemons in here. So let me know what I should do with it. It kind of looks like sorbet right now, but it's just like pure lemon juice. So I could turn it into sorbet, but that's a lot of lemons. So let me know if you have any suggestions. For now, she's gonna go back in the freezer. Bye-bye. Now we already know the drill with our gelatin, so we're going to start by just letting that bloom. Good splash of water. Mix, mix, mix. Okay, we're gonna let that sit for 10 minutes or so. In the meantime, we can puree our strawberries. Do I risk it and puree it in this one, or do I transfer it to a bigger one? How are we feeling today? I'm basically wearing white, so we're gonna transfer it and be safe. Okay. I'm sieving it just to get out any little chunks that are in there, but feel free to skip this. Now I'm left with 400 milliliters of my strawberry puree. Now remember that 1 package of gelatin, or about 8 or 9 grams of gelatin, is good for about 500 milliliters of liquid. So if you want to have a thicker strawberry layer on top, feel free to add another 100 milliliters of water or other fruit juice to this to get a thicker layer. If you don't have as many strawberries or you have less, that's totally okay as well. Your layer is just gonna be a little bit thinner, but that's not a problem. To this, we are adding our sugar, as well as our thickened gelatin. We're gonna heat this up on medium-low heat. Remember, our gelatin is already in here, so we wanna make sure that this doesn't overheat, and we do not want it to boil, okay? Once the gelatin and the sugar have completely dissolved, you can take it off the heat. I'm just gonna let mine cool off just a little bit before gently pouring it over my cake. And as you can see, there is like this layer of foam on here. Feel free to scoop that off if you want your gelatin strawberry fruit puree layer to be really nice and clean. I don't care, and I don't want to do all that extra work, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. It is gonna affect a little bit how it sets, but I'm okay with that. I say that now. Tomorrow, when I look at the cake, I'm gonna wish that I scooped it off. But I couldn't be bothered to do it right now. Do I do it? Is future me gonna be upset with me that I didn't do it? Probably yes. That felt a little bit unnecessary and like a waste of time, but maybe it'll look good in the end, so we'll just see what happens. So we're gonna carefully pour this over our cake now. The good thing is our yogurt layer has already set a little bit, so they're not going to mush together, but again, just be a little bit gentle when you're pouring it over just to make sure. Our cake needs to go back into the fridge for 4 to 6 hours to let the gelatin completely set, but I'm just gonna see you tomorrow. Moment of truth. She's cute. And there you have it, our super easy strawberry yogurt no bake cake. Now feel free to decorate it however you like. I'm gonna leave it just like this, and I'm gonna sneak a piece. So that's gonna be everything for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up or write me a comment down below. And as always, the entire recipe is going to be in the description box as well.